Hello everyone, today I bring to you the game between Magnus Carlsen and Jan Krzysztof Duda during the Aimchess games online. And basically this is 124 move games. It started getting interesting around the 60s, around move 63. I probably will put this on automatic pilot and put it to music at that point because it just is the tenacity and the perseverance that one needs to be in this level of play of grandmasters. Never give up, and here you will see how that was done. All right, so the world champion starts out with e4, c5, knight f3, e6, c3, knight f6, e5, knight to d5, bishop to c4, d6, regular development, d4, knight to b6, bishop to b3, we take, bishop to d7, castling by white, bishop to c6, knight to c3, bishop to e7, continuing development, steady as she goes. E takes on d6, the pawn, queen takes on d6, okay, finally we're doing some movement here. Knight to e5, knight to d7, knight takes on c6, pawn takes on c6, okay, so we're reducing material here. Knight on e4, queen on b4, a3, queen to b5, steps back, knight to c3, queen to a6, queen to g4, bishop to f6, knight to e4, Duda with the black castles, short castles for both, bishop to c2, queen to c4, knight takes on f6, check, knight takes the f6 at the same time attacking the white queen, then queen to d1, rook to f d8, bishop to e3, queen to b5, queen to c1, knight to d5, bishop to g5, h6, bishop to h4, a5, rook to d1, rook takes rook on the c8, bishop on g3, c5, we take on c5, rook takes on c5, queen, again, we are doing this elimination type of thing, queen to d2, rook to c8, we have a double battery, it's like a battery with the two black rooks there on the c file. Bishop to d3, attacking the queen, queen to b3, h3, a4, bishop to d6, rook to c6, bishop escapes there to e5, knight to d7. We're still kind of jumping around. It's gonna tango dance, Let's go to Argentina, everybody, and let's call up Luis Miguel. This would be quite a show. Call up Luis Miguel, the singer, and then let's meet in Argentina for this tango. But this is not just the beginning of a tango. There is much more coming up. Okay, bishop to d4, knight to c5, bishop to c2, queen to queen to b5, bishop takes on c5, rook on c5, bishop to e4, queen to b6, rook on c1, g5, rook takes on c5, rook takes on c5, queen to d4, rook to c1, and we continue. Page 2. Okay, look at this notation. Bishop on h7 check, instead of his second, I think, check that Magnus is doing for Duda, but Duda's undeterred. We just takes. Then now we go and to queen to d3 check. So he just sidesteps. Rook takes on c1. Wow. Queen takes on b2. rook to c2, queen to a1 check, king to h2 escapes, h5. That's where the prophylactic move you see with the h3 was some time ago, but no. Anyway, a rook to c4, queen to e5 check, queen to g3, queen to f6, h4, g4, rook takes on a4, e5, rook on e4. Look at this runaway pawn, almost an a. You know how Magnus is with his runaway pawns, you know. But let's see what will happen there. Some drama. Knight to a4, a4, queen to d6, a5, queen to d5, queen to e3, f5, rook to f4, e takes on f4, queen e7 check, king to g8, queen to g5 check, king to f8, a6, g3 check, f takes on g3, f3, a7. Oh my gosh, do you see this pawn? It's like, have you missed the fact that there's a pawn? But you know, the queen is guarding that spot. If she has to move, then is it all over, right? Well, not so fast. Really, this game is why I'm putting it on here, because oh my gosh, take a breather. I will have to speed this up after like move 63. F takes g2, queen takes h5, king to g7, queen to e2, queen to c5, king takes, on g2, queen takes on a7. Whew! I bet you that Duda just had a breath of sigh of relief, because that was one kind of fast pawn, just one step away from queening, and it would have been all over probably, right? Especially with Magnus having around this point 13 minutes to Duda's like 3, and then it went down after that move, 13 to like 30-second increments for Duda. All of that you'll be seeing next, I'm going to put it to music, was almost 30 seconds only for Duda to think about his next move, while he had a comfortable Magnus 13 minutes, then it went down to 10, and then went down to 9, and then look at the end of the game. And actually read my notes, because I'm going to have you see, well, how did this game end. Very interesting ending. Queen to e5 check, king to g8, queen takes on f5, queen on b7. Looks like it's winning for white, right? All he has to do is just move them on up, these pawns, past them somehow, right? He's got a queen left too, right? Easy peasy, as they say. Oh no, not with Duda. The Duda way. Like, what would Duda do here? What would you do here? Would you just resign? Well, not Duda. And that's why he was the world, won the FIDE World Cup here in 2021. He had to beat Magnus to get to that point. So look at this player. He's going places. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to put this to music so that you can just see, and I'm going to go quite fast, of what happened to the almost 120 some moves. So here we go. And Magnus obviously frustrated, but here we go. This is what we had to see. Wonderful, wonderful stuff to teach your students. If you're teaching parents, if you're teaching, I'm just letting you know, tenacity mental perseverance is a high component of success in life and in chess. Positivity has to be there. And you can see losing position still is at this point a draw. I mean, that's it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe. Au revoir.